And we are live once again. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome to another surviving romance, and it is going to be another fancy Friday. Where in this particular live stream, I'm going to show you guys yet another suit idea, and we're going to throw out some other romance tips, and we're just going to have some fun as usual in this particular live stream. So get ready. We're going to have as much fun as we can possibly have. I have the rest of my suit right over here next to me, along with everybody's favorite hat that I wear in the live streams. So we got a lot of ground to cover. All right. So I already see a couple people in the chat. Feel free to, again, if you're fairly new, make yourself right at home. The Prince Magnum channel is all inclusive, never exclusive. I got my coffee. We are ready to go. All right. It's good to see everyone. Again, this is another suit idea for once all of us are out of out of quarantine and everything. I've not been under quarantine. I still have one of those essential jobs. One of those ones that it's, but we never ended up in quarantine, but they're expecting a second wave. So until we finally get the all clear that this is all over with, the Prince Magnum channel is going to spend its time doing what it can do to, I guess you could say, to help everyone forget what's kind of going on in the world at the moment. And that's until we get a full all clear around the world that this is over with. All righty. So we're going to wait till closer to about that 10-minute marker before we really start getting underway. So in the meantime, most of us is going to be getting caught up with current events here on the channel and kind of getting everyone looking ahead at what's coming the rest of this week and then kind of the start of going into next week. So that's what we spend a little bit of time on. Now, again, today, we all knew that today was going to be Fancy Friday. And that's just something we do for surviving romance. For those who are uninitiated to surviving romance, that's an entire series dedicated to my wife. And at the same time, it also provides kind of like an idea guide. I wouldn't say it's the guide, but it's an idea guide. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Gotans? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, you are the first one to say anything. And I think you might have actually, I think you might even been the first to drop a like. So thank you so much. I see a total of 3 people in the chat. 4 now. Wow, it's going up and it's going up fast, and we like it that way. Again, on Fancy Fridays, it is spent, that is for surviving romance, just ideas for romance to keep your relationship alive and well. If you get involved in romance, how you doing, Queen? Well, if you keep the romance alive and well in a marriage, you don't have to look at divorce court. That's just common knowledge. So that's one of the things that we also focus on. But at the same time, this is a series just to remind Princess Faye that, hey, that I still love you. This is kind of, the dedication to her. So again, as we get closer to that 10-minute marker, this is a different suit. You guys have not seen this one yet. And then I'm thinking next week we're going to do kind of a one that we've already done, but we're going to start swapping out ties and showing you guys how, how you can kind of swap out pieces to a suit and make it still look really good. Thank you so much, Queen. Appreciate that. So that's kind of the idea that we're going to carry on a little while with this series until we get tired of doing it. And of course, tomorrow is Sexy Saturdays for Off the Chain. And of course, if you all are uninitiated to Sexy Saturdays, that's where Princess Faye on a Saturday night slathers drag makeup all over my face. And we have more fun than we probably should with a guy wearing makeup. So that's just kind of expect that. So we're going to have a good time with that as well. come tomorrow. And let's see, Sunday, right now as it stands, Sunday, the weather here in Missouri has been absolutely wretched. So Sunday will probably be something along the lines um, of a surviving romance cooking stream that is always on the table. Um, because right now the weather has just been absolutely wretched. I mean, it's been raining off and on so much. I well, at one point the sun came out and I'm sitting there thinking, should I try for it? And I thought, no, it'll be my luck. I'll get everything out to start changing the oil and spirit and won't get that far. So that's kind of where we stand on that. Shoot, at the rate it's going, I'm going to probably have to take spirit to a shop just to get the oil changed. Then Monday, we will not be streaming. I will be taking that day off, so it'll be loaded content. I've been needing to get on to finishing up that other Legend of Zelda walkthrough, but I've been kind of busy. I've got other content that I need to load and kind of rotate that stuff out, and kind of so I can get on to the new stuff. So I might have to do that a little bit. I've got a kebab episode that I've been threatening to put up there for a while, and something from last year that I literally edited last year and just never got around to loading to YouTube. But it's like a cold weather series on Project Spirit, and thought that would be something fun to do. Show you guys what it's what it takes to drive a classic car in cold weather today. So I might load that one, or I might do the kebab episode, or there's even a tuna melt episode that I did last year. That these are just videos that have never just been released to YouTube. So in the worst case scenario, even if there's no Legend of Zelda stuff, that still may get put up there. So Monday, taking the day off. Tuesday, we'll be back as usual. And Tuesday, as it stands, is probably going to be a surviving romance episode, unless the weather is clear and and that sort of thing. Then we're going to do something to Project Spirit, or Project Lena, depending on what's going on that day. We'll probably do a little bit of work to the vehicles. We're probably just going to go ahead and hold off till Tuesday, unless I get a lucky break Monday, and then you guys won't get to see anything, and then I'll just have to tell you all about it. Let's see. Wednesday next week, I have no idea yet. I haven't gotten that far. And then, of course, Thursday, Friday, Saturday is pretty much the usual stuff. So that's kind of where we stand. That's kind of current events on the channel. We pretty well, for the most part, have a schedule of what's going on. But as it stands, tomorrow is, of course, Sexy Saturday, and then Sunday, I'm pretty doggone definite that there won't be any work done to Project Spirit. So that's where we stand. All right, so let's see. We are just under 2 minutes to go before we really start, getting all snazzy. Right now, this is a button-down shirt. Literally, here, hang on. Let me let y'all get a good look at what you're going to be dealing with in this one. Basically, the blue dress slacks, which are starting to not fit me like they used to. And then, of course, the blue button down. And then right over here is a sports jacket to match and a nice tie. And of course, we have my usual hat. I think everyone loves this hat. Everyone's pretty well used to it. Even like this doesn't look bad, I can see where some people might mistake it for a cowboy hat, but boy, it is far cry from a cowboy hat. I could see where they'd make that mistake. So, all righty. So we are now just under 30 seconds to go before we begin. We may see a lot more people come into the live here as we get going and really get underway. So that's where we stand. And yes, I have a nice smooth shave for the most part, ready to go. Remember, I know some guys, today they don't like to shave. They think that and don't get me wrong. I mean, some guys look good with the facial hair thing going, but trust me when I say you're definitely going to want a nice smooth feel when you put on a suit. It just really sets it off. Maybe you might even leave a mustache, but I wouldn't. It just depends on you, but I would be very careful and just see, if you're one that you got the goatee and everything, don't lie to yourself. Get your other half's, opinion. Maybe you might not look so good with it if you're going to wear a suit, and just kind of work with it from there. And of course, last week we did a turtleneck suit. First time I've showed off that turtleneck suit, and that is one of Princess Faye's favorite suits. So we are now on. Yeah, totally. Just kind of use your head on that stuff. All right, we're under that. Well, we're now past that 10-minute marker. So whoever's here is here. And what's going on, Harrison Ford? Mr. Harrison Ford Universe, welcome to the live stream. Today is Fancy Friday. And in this, right, right. In this particular stream, Harrison, uh, you're going to see, basically, I'm doing a suit and tie, showing you guys how snazzy you can look. And then I'm going to throw some romance tips at y'all. All right, just like before, okay? Remember, make sure, all right, that this is the front facing. Time to get fancy, all right? Right, Mr. Goat Times? Okay, this is the front facing part. And of course, this is what we call the tail of your tie, all right? So you're going to take and kind of get it all situated. And again, every tie is a little bit different. They all have their fancy smancy. I like that. And each tie has its own personality. Okay, so we're going to start off. Oh, I love this. Is one of my favorites. I forget where I think I got this like literally from a Walmart. And Walmart used to carry a lot of stuff for suits. Okay. And just like before, remember, keep that back part right up against like that, and you fold. Shiny, you like that, huh? Oh yeah. And then you're gonna take. You gotta get that just right. Oh yeah, you're gonna love this suit. It's a nice light blue suit. Pull it through, snug it up, and draw it up. See, I'm not happy with that. Not happy with that. Yeah, you're gonna really like this one. And again, every tie is a little bit different. You might have to do this a couple of times. And please note, when I'm doing this, keeping this very tight, very, very form fit. And this is the single Windsor. I've been good. I could at one time do the double Windsor, but I just found it more tedious than it was worth. Some people like that double Windsor. Myself personally, the single is just fine. And we just draw that up. Oh yeah, that's 1,000 times better. 1,000 times better. And again, there's a little loop in the back. Once you get to this point, you drop it down right inside, and that's it. Keeps your tie from going anywhere. And now that we're at this stage, turn the collar down. If you're like me and got long hair, make sure that it's out of your collar, out of your tie, and turn down. And make the proper adjustments. And see, because I'm doing this off of a cellular device, I can see myself, and I can actually, normally I do this in the mirror. You like that? All right, and just like that. Now we reach over here and grab our nice looking sports jacket. FBI. Now that's a nice black suit. And then slide that on. Oh yeah. And there we go. Nice formal look for when you take your sweetheart out on a night on the town. And then hold my hair down a little bit here. And grab my hat. And there you go. Now we are ready to impress. Okay? Really? I did not know that. That is neat. And just like that, we look good. We're looking good. Of course, if you're not like me and you can wear sunglasses or anything like that, again, I will. Now the blue sunglasses would probably look pretty doggone good. There you go. And now we're set to impress. And just like that. Now your sweetheart won't mind having her arm around you. Take her for a nice, take her out to eat, something like that. And you're looking good. Trust me. Trust me. Your sweetheart will absolutely appreciate it. Again, a lot of this stuff for this suit, I know I bought at thrift stores. Thrift stores is a great place to pick up stuff like that. I think the only place that I spent serious money was on, the jacket. The jacket was like $15 at Goodwill. The tie itself was like $10 at Walmart. The rest of it put together myself, just through thrift stores, and it literally, I think you could probably say that this suit cost under $40. So you likey? You likey? Of course, if you don't have a pair of shades like this, I know another classic sunglass look that you could use and definitely still get a lot of attention. Some good old John Lennon's. There you go. And again, you look sharp. And your sweetheart will be just, when you take your sweetheart, hi, honey. For those that do not know, my beautiful, lovely wife, Princess Feyru, is in the chat. Oh, there you go. So again, different ideas, swap out. You like that? It looks really good. See, it told you. And again, your sweetheart just appreciates you looking good. Take her out on a night on the town. Be sure when you dress like this and you take your sweetheart out, open every car door and every door to any restaurant or anywhere you guys go. Make sure she feels proud to be right next to you. And trust me, she'll appreciate it. She will appreciate it. And I don't think this is one of Princess Faye's absolute favorite suits, but I know, well, I hope she feels that way. Again, a lot of gals really appreciate that nice, that nice look and just, all that good stuff like that. A gal that'll get dressed up for them. What's going on? Yes, dear. What's going on? Think different. Yes, it's becoming a series. It's becoming a series. Fancy Fridays for surviving romance. What do you think? You like it? Henri. Face for radio. Okay, let's show off the look a little bit. There you go. I know you are. I know you are. Actually, Princess Faye put in there like she was trying to get my attention. So let's take a walk. I've not done a podcast before, but I've threatened to do it a couple of times. She's not in there. Yes. Put in, babe.
Yeah, put in a question.
What?
Chat does no good if you don't pay attention to it, love.
Oh, there it is. That might be something. Might have to go out for a nice drive. Yes. Don't forget, I still got to work tomorrow too. But yes. All righty, where were we? I got a million things going on in there. Okay. She wants to go for a drive. I can't say I doesn't blame her. Okay, again. Anyhow. Where were we? Yes. So, now that we have that taken care of, you can't. Why not? Okay. Maybe she might want to show me off a little bit. All right. Could go incognito. What do you think? Yeah, it happens. Well, I was fooling around and I miss things from time to time. That's okay. Again, sure, yeah. We'll do it like this. Hang on here. See? What do y'all think? Again, nice looking suit. Real funny. All right, now I got to do it. Okay. I'm looking like this. Let's scoot up here. Good evening, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel, where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome to another live stream of Surviving Romance. I couldn't help myself. There we go. Well, you know. All right. Right. You guys like that, huh? He's been having internet connection issues. I don't know what's been going on with his stuff. He's been having a lot of internet connection issues as of late. I don't know what the deal is on that, but yeah, that's what So I mean, yeah, Sean's yeah, he's been talking about that it's been crashing on him, and even when he is in here, he doesn't say a whole lot. Yeah, I think he's probably gonna. And I'm wondering who his internet provider is. Anyhow, oh, the same one we got. But anyhow, yeah, his internet's been on the fritz as of late. Well, it's always, I always enjoy when you guys come in, you know, and we can all just kind of. Here we go. Queen Bee's gonna. You should have seen this. It wasn't that bad. Oh my gosh. I was too being nice. Oh my gosh. What's going on? What's going on, Mr. Cartoon? Nope, that wasn't it. Go touch the thing. It wasn't that bad. Y'all know I'm gonna do it. Honey, if you come here, I'll show you what I did. It was so doggone funny too. Queen, if you're, are you trying to tell her about what I did last? Are you trying to tell her what I did last night like this? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And the check. Chat's kind of dead there for a second. And that. My chair squeaks. Oh, poor Queen. Honey, do you need a hand? Yeah. All right, now everybody's trying to type and they can't. I'll be right back. You're full of Bologna. All right. Well, never mind. Okay. Now, again, I was talking about how, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Anyhow, I was talking about, yeah, she's all right. She just kind of positioned her legs where like the blood rushes away from a certain joint, and then she'll just kind of sit there where, not realizing that, that the blood's rushing away. Then when she goes to move, that particular joint won't move for a moment. So sometimes I'll go out there and, have to go to where she's, at, and have to move her leg for her. I'm fine. Anyhow, um, so imagine you're taking your sweetheart out and you look like this. Right? Once take your sweetheart out like this, remember again, arm in arm, open all the doors, uh, keep the language clean, things like that. Yeah, Princess Faye doesn't like the John Lennon sunglasses. She likes these. I don't know. I think with this suit, these do work better. I'll kind of agree with her on that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyhow. And the chat goes dead. But again, taking your sweetheart out and no, what? Oh, preacher. That's a funny story in itself. Really? Rockstar. I like that. I like that. I mean, there's enough video of me on stage singing. I guess I could. I've been on stage quite a few times, singing and doing that sort of thing. Poor poor Queen. She's never going to be the same after doing. You okay?
I told you I was fine.
You're full of crap. You're limping.
I'm okay.
I'd come right.
I had to give up eventually. My phone was dying.
Yeah. My chair squeaks.
You suck at acting.
Yeah, no. I do better than that.
Oh, I'm good at acting. Just stop.
Oh my goodness. So we got a total of 7 people in the chat.
Hi.
Thank you. She's gonna get you. Oh, wasn't that bad now. What's going on, 3rd Gen 83? Another fancy Friday with a new suit that you guys haven't got to see yet.
It's one of my favorites. You said you didn't know if it was or not. It is one of my favorites. I like this silver tie and I like these pants.
You like the pants?
And the tie.
And the tie?
And the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the jacket that much though.
Really?
It's a different shade of blue and my color blindness is like
Right.
it bugs me.
Grounded.
Grounded. I think. Indian brain. It's my idea of grounding. Ooh, doggy.
But you
Do your thing. I'm just.
do
What?
my thing.
You're fine. No, I don't squeak the chair. That's not funny anymore. Okay, I stand corrected. It's still pretty funny.
No, what they're talking about is I did that. You know the joke, and you roll your eyes, and that's the joke I did. And when I did it, I said, I know how old you are. I know if I do this and then do this, that you all will lose your shit.
Mr. Cartoon's got the right idea right now. Chocolate pudding sounds really good. You can make me some chocolate pudding.
Oh, let's have to do chocolate pudding right now.
Why not?
'Cause we just haven't made any. Haven't.
When was the last time we made chocolate pudding? I mean, honestly.
Oh my gosh, forever and a day ago.
You do your thing. I don't want to interrupt. I just wanted to sit
Yeah.
next to you for a minute.
Oh, okay, go Towns.
Who's calling me? I like how he does that. That's funny.
Yep.
She gonna get you. Maybe
I like-
on a stream where I'm not pestering in a part where I'm not actually technically supposed to be here, I'll tell a story about butterscotch pudding later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not here. You do your thing.
No, I haven't had a chance to take a look at it. Ginger Dead Man. Gotta look. He wants to take a look at that movie. Oh, real quick. Aircraft Remover 13 is done. I just got to put it up on YouTube. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My chair squeaks, and I know the moment I do that and then just put a suggestive sound to it, you all are going to lose your shit. Princess Jay's getting in on it. Chat always goes dead for a few moments the moment I do that. And then they'll come back and be like, oh my God. You being mean? Do you know why she's saying I'm being mean?
Why?
Because she's laughing uncontrollably every time I do it. How much do I want to sell? Aircraft Remover? I don't know, but girl, get it, please. That's great.
Got him, now what? Oh wait, my bad. Got him, now what?
I probably should be a spokesperson for Rust-Oleum for this product.
I turned the safety off.
Honey, don't turn the safety off. That's a good way to blow things up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on a plane in September. I don't want to get shot out of the sky. Oops, misfire. Wrong plane.
Right? Oh no, here. Yeah, Aircraft Remover 13.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Hey, I work hard on these.
Why'd you do that?
I don't know. Why the hell did you do it? Well, the dang dong we do.
Dylan, that tickles.
Oh man.
Oh, you're the one that's putting shit in my chair. Okay, I'm gonna leave you alone. I've been distracting you.
But anyhow. Good for you. Oh, kitty.
Look at your face. Look at your little face. I might have a home for that new kitten, by the way, already.
Dang.
But most likely not. So feel free to stay.
Okay. Which comment are you talking about? Which comment you talking about, Mr. Cartoon? That face.
Kitty cat machine gun.
Mm. Mm. Did you steal Sabrina's black cat? No, no.
Sabrina's black kitty was a short hair though.
Yeah.
Who is it? Actually, he was also.
Yeah, I seen that comment. I didn't know if you heard me. I laughed at it. What's going on, Daniel? Live forever. What do you think of the suit? Does it look snazzy? Looks good. Look good. Feel good. Now remember, we go somewhere. Gotta. Now, for those that missed the first one with the tie, the first one with the tie, if you don't want to have to tie a tie all the time, you get it to this point, flip up your collar, take down your tie. Don't take it all the way loose, okay? Just take it down a good ways. And then right out it comes. Ready to go. Grab your hanger. Hang it up just like that, and it's ready to go the next time that you're ready to wear this tie. Okay? Just like that. Very simple, very easy to do. Okay? And you don't have to constantly tie a tie. Okay? So a little life hack there when it comes to doing suits. And then you're back to normal. Whatever normal is, right? Okay. And literally going back together, slides into place. Reach down, grab hold of that, and right up it goes. Just as before, turn. We're talking about it. Going out and seeing the new Scooby-Doo movie. There you go. Ta-da. Very easy. Just like that. It doesn't take that long once you're used to doing this stuff. And again, a clean shave goes a long ways in a suit like this. You don't have to wear the hat, but by golly, it really does set the suit off. Just like that. And there you go. Ta-da! That's always a possibility. It could go straight to DVD. It wouldn't be the first time a movie had to do that. It was another movie that they had to throw out of the theaters because it was bad, really bad. And for the longest time, you can only see it on the movie channel back in the 80s, and that was the Garbage Pail Kids. What's going on, Blacklight? Good to see you. That's what's up. There you go. You like? Again, put on a suit like this, take your sweetheart out on a night on the town. She'll appreciate it. Trust me. Okay? And even if you don't got the jacket, the rest of it still looks good. Trust me. Okay? And again, anybody can do this. Of course, now, if you're looking for that perfect evening, remember me talking about this. There you go. Get some cufflinks. Yeah. Some of these, though, unfortunately, are just, they're dressy, but they're not that dressy. But I know what you're talking about, getting some cufflinks. Unfortunately, these are not cut for cufflinks. I need to get some actual shirts cut for, some shirts that are cut for cufflinks. I agree with you. Cufflinks go a long ways. Right? And again, I know A&R always appreciates, oh, you like this, huh? This is my third favorite suit. And of course, next week will be a near solid black suit. The only thing that'll change out is the tie. You guys going to get a kick out of that one. And eventually, I'm going to show you guys the suit that I wore when Princess Faye and I got married. I still have that suit. Well taken care of suit can last you many, many years. You just got to take good care of them, okay? Don't be using your tie as a napkin, okay? How many times I got to tell y'all? Anyhow, some of y'all out there that would do that too. There we go. Anyhow. Oh, wait a minute. Someone asked me to do this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. How many ties do I have? Ties that I wear or ties that have even been given to me? Because ties that I wear, let's see, 1, 2. Let's see. Oh, I actually, well, I'll go ahead and let this cat out of the bag. Through my 30s, I kind of, since my stroke, I kind of lost a few steps, I guess you could say. So secretly, I've been working out a little bit here, a little bit there, trying to trim up a little bit for Princess Faye, because I still want to be able to look good in a suit for her or anything else that she might decide that I should be wearing, if you catch my drift. My hat is moving. Anyhow, shiny squirrel. When, isn't it? What? Okay, let me explain it to you, A&R. My chair, my office chair that we do a lot of our live streaming from, squeaks. It squeaks a lot. So since it squeaks a lot, all right, since it squeaks a lot, if I was to take and add in a suggestive and put in a suggestive sound, you all will lose your shit. Okay? So think about it like this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now that you've So now that I've done that, the whole chat's going to be losing it. Chat goes dead. Which, by the way, I was in her. right now she is laughing. Queen is laughing so hard she can't breathe. Don't let her. She is laughing so hard. And last night I would do this, and Queen and Pisces Queen and a couple others were like, "No, Mr. Cartoon, I saved that just for me. Thank you very much." Well, last night when I did that, I mean, well, it started a couple of nights ago, and I had even said, after the magic show live, I was like, we were sitting here in the office chilling, and I basically said, if I do this, you all are going to lose it. And, I'm rocking back and forth the chair and said, all I got to do is put in a suggestive sound, and you all will start laughing. And the chat usually goes dead. The chat usually goes dead, and then right after that, it's right. That's just for me. Let's see. So you still got a lot of your old suits, but I agree. I could use some suit shirts that have cufflinks. I could definitely use some. These are kind of not necessarily, the high end ones, but they're not bad, sort of thing. But I agree with you. I could definitely use some nice ones that got some nice cufflinks. Where I live, it's actually kind of hard to get some of that suit stuff. It's hard to get some of that suit stuff, but you get the idea. But yes, I love these. I love a good suit, and to tell you how much I enjoy wearing a suit every now and again, um, my mom, if I have to go somewhere or something like that, some sort of family function. Where I'm at, it can get kind of pricey. You almost have to go up to St. Louis to get a really good suit. And that's about a good hour and a half drive. What was I like as a kid? I was really quiet, honestly. I didn't say a whole lot. I was kind of off to myself a lot of the time, honestly. So, again, nice looking suit. But, again, I've had this one a little while. A couple years I've had this suit. Yeah, I was the shy one. Ironically enough, I was the shy kid. What some of you guys call socially awkward nowadays, we used to call the shy guy or the shy one in school. We were just quiet. Okay. Today you got to put fancy words to it and make it into some sort of a damn issue. I might have to start doing that. I've been looking a little bit here, a little bit there, but yes, I agree with you. Uh, Not that one, but uh, but no, I mean, I agree with you. Um, it's always the quiet ones. Actually, um, y'all heard me mention don't trust Craigslist. Yeah. Well, no, we bought Project Spirit off of Craigslist. That's where we got Project Spirit was off of Craigslist. For those that didn't know that, we bought Project Spirit from Craigslist, and just got really lucky. Um, and that's I mean, been working on that project for what 4 years, coming up on 5, and you know, there's been some scary stories about Craigslist, but honestly, no more than any other website. Honestly, to be fair, I mean, Craigslist has its fair share of horror stories. I think the radio station where I live, one of the popular ones called The Point, was doing things exactly. Exactly. You go look at if you go onto Craigslist, we've bought a transmission for Project Spirit off of Craigslist. And the guy turned around and gave us a ton of other stuff. As a matter of fact, there's actually a carburetor sitting over there that we've used as a a you know that physical learning aid. Really? Oh dang, I'll have to remember that one. Before there was Google, everything to some degree was the dark web. Uh, well, it wasn't like it was. Back in the late 90s or real early 2000s, the internet was a different place. And a lot of the information was just that. It was free information. You could learn anything very easily. And there wasn't the misinformation that we have today on the internet. It was a different time. As a matter of fact, back then, before you had Facebook and long before there was even a MySpace, people kept up with each other by building their own websites. I literally still know how to go in and do a lot of the coding stuff. I know people that could take me to, places like that. I know a guy right now, I can give him a holler and he knows all about it. He knows how to navigate that stuff because the reason why it's that way is because of Google and because they have pretty much monopolized the internet. That's the problem. There used to be, and I remember a time before I remember the internet. Right, right. But I actually, as a matter of fact, some of my devices right now, currently, actually have the Tor set up, so I can actually bypass Google a lot of the time. So a lot of my devices does have Tor, which that is not as deep and scary as it sounds. It just clears your do you like onions? The onion router, as some people call it. But yes, well, I can't eat raw onions, but exactly, exactly. So, I mean, it's just common sense. Yeah, I like onions. Right. But I know a guy who could set me up with all that stuff. No problem. I was just talking to him yesterday. Really good guy, really good guy. And then, of course, I even got our tech guy who's in the background. You never know, watching, keeping an eye on things. The Prince Magnum channel has people watching his back like crazy these days. I have been wanting to make onion rings in an episode. I've been wanting to do onion rings. That is what I have been wanting to do. Um, Princess Faye and I have also been talking about it wouldn't be a live stream, but doing another video where we go back out to our favorite place in Fredericktown to the Pig. Literally, there's this restaurant out in Fredericktown called the Pig, and it's your old style drive-in where you pull in, you place an order, and then you get a car hop and things like that. Well, now you can eat inside. They added on a section where you can uh, eat inside. Yep. And you go inside, and it's a really, really nice old style, kind of like your old drive-in restaurant, right? Um, oh, Blacklight, you're all right, buddy. You're all right. I think so. Uh, they've got a lot of trophies. Well, they've been in Fredericktown for a long time, and very popular place. And I've been wanting to go back out there. And as a matter of fact, anytime we come out there, they're always just really glad to see us because they're like, it is so nice that you say so much wonderful things about our little, our little restaurant. And the first time we did it, and it used to be in your face, showing love for and whatever restaurant. And because I knew that we were going to be getting away from in your face, I'm like, how do I keep the restaurant series going? Well, the idea was is that we would go to a particular restaurant as a couple. Right. There's a lot of restaurants in our area that I've been wanting to do reviews on. Um, and when I say reviews, basically like, what kind of place was it to take your sweetheart on a, just a simple date? Because to me, there's, yeah, buffets are going to have it rough for a little while. But like one of the things that I've been wanting to do for the Surviving Romance series, because initially we were doing it as like uh, the, people that work in restaurants, they're not dumb people. They know what they're doing. They're good people. And we were doing it initially as that was part of, yes, tell me about it. I work at a McDonald's as a maintenance man, and anytime I gotta walk through that drive-through, trust me, I know how busy it gets. Which it's the only difference is it's just a little busier than it usually is. That's all it is where we live. This is not. I mean, what we're seeing really isn't that much different. Where I live, yes, I know you want. Honey, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to have to go and I'm going to have to do a live stream sushi episode then. But what would I sell? That's a good question. I don't know. I really don't know. If I had my own restaurant, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably want some, honestly, I wouldn't want to do just a restaurant. I'd probably want to have something. Believe it or not, A&R, I'm actually a pretty decent sushi chef, ironically enough. I'm actually really good at doing sushi. Mostly, I know how to do the rolls, but if I do not have the proper nori sheets, I can't. But if I do, I can make amazing, of course, I can make amazing tekkemaki or easy killer, or I can make, I know I could probably do the California rolls, but myself personally, I mean, I've been wanting to do tekkemaki, but the problem is that where I live, I'm in a landlocked part of the world, if you will. Not too many large bodies of water. What's going on, Goat Tons? Welcome back. So where I'm at, we're kind of landlocked, not too many large bodies of water. So it's hard to get quality sushi stuff in Missouri, okay? Middle of frickin' United States, Midwest, and it is hard to get stuff to do sushi. So again, for those that do not know, I am actually quite the sushi chef. My personal favorite. Right. The easiest, simplest form of sushi is nigiri. Nigiri is absolutely the easiest. You are not going to get any easier. And all you need to do is, I really need to actually do that. I did the episode, and I was glad that I did it. It was an amazing episode. But I probably should do it live, show you guys how to do it live. But I did a recorded episode from start to finish on how to do sushi. And it was amazingly easy. And there was a lot of it was adapted from Alton Brown's Good Eats series, his episode Wake Up Little Sushi, and which is for those who caught that reference, Wake Up Little Susie from the Everly Brothers. It is. The hard part with doing nigiri is getting the rice ball basically bite size enough for your crowd. That's the problem with it. Is getting it bite size enough for the crowd that you're feeding. My hands are not necessarily big per se, but they're long. So if I'm not careful, the rice balls can get way too big. Sushi was designed by its own nature to be a finger food, to be picked up with the hands and eaten in one bite. So that's why it's supposed to be bite size. So that's where the hard part is. And of course, we actually keep wasabi here, the wasabi paste. I don't keep the real stuff. You like shrimp? I love shrimp. Shrimp is and of course, I make an amazing shrimp cocktail as well. And make my own cocktail sauce, things like that. That probably doesn't surprise. I've done episodes like that. Matter of fact, when I did the shrimp cocktail episode, a lot of people were like, "Gosh, dang, man," you know. But the one that really got everybody is when I did the lemon curd episode. Everyone was like, "Okay, that looks really, really, really good." Really, shrimp? Huh? That does sound pretty good. Honey. I'm scared of the dark. Somebody hold me.
Excuse me?
That's a joke. Oh, shrimp Alfredo. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Um, it's the rice ball with the fish with a slab of fish or shrimp laid over the top. That's what nigiri is. It's the original. It's the original, handheld sushi, and it's amazingly easy to make. It's one of my favorites. And hey, what's going on? Daniel Live Forever, still here, still hanging with us. I've never had a Scooby snack, so I don't know. I guess I'd have to look at it. Oh yeah, and that's actually the easiest one to make. So if you live in Missouri, and it's hard to get good nori sheets, and so that's the big problem. And Princess Faye loves it whenever I say we're making sushi, which that probably that brings to mind. I need to stop on the way home and pick up some flash frozen. What's your favorite dessert, honey? They want to know.
What?
They want to know what your favorite dessert is.
My favorite dessert?
Yeah.
That's really hard. I don't know.
The game room was here. Cake! That's his thing.
My favorite dessert. Brownies are good. I don't know if that's my favorite.
Right.
Cupcakes are fun. It's really hard because I'm actually not really that big of a fan of sweets. Because, like, I don't really like cake all that much. I like making cake. I like making cupcakes. But, I mean, how many times have I made a cake or made you cupcakes and I'll have, like, one or a small piece and then the rest of it you end up eating?
Yeah, that's...
I probably eat cookies more often than I'll eat
right.
anything else. I guess that would make cookies my favorite.
That would make sense. I would agree with you on that, yeah.
I suck at making cookies. The last time I made cookies from scratch, Oh yeah. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, a second.
Oh, God, I got you. There you go.
Anyhow,
What's wrong?
oh, it was a smart aleck comment. I know it didn't mean, but it's like, okay, that's where we got it. Ice cream is a favorite. Now, around where we live, there's actually a some custard places. We have frozen custard places here that are amazing. Yes, but it's much better than
Would you eat a Skippy snack?
um, the frozen custard places that we have in our area are as good as what you'll get up in St. Louis. St. Louis is kind of like our little culture hub, I guess you could say, here in Missouri, which that's not saying much. St. Louis used to be a really, really nice city, but uh, not so much anymore. They've kind of let it go to pot. They've really just kind of flushed it, if you will, right down that drain. Hmm. Damn poop comment. That's what but to answer your question, mac and cheese with chopped hot dogs in it.
Hey,
Actually,
you were the one that showed me that. I mean, granted, I grew up with it too, but when we first got together, you were like, "Bruh, check this out! Macaroni's hot dogs. There you go." And I was
yeah.
like, "All right."
Actually,
Like,
no, that was the scrambled eggs. You were the one with the hot
you're
dogs.
right, the scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
It just like that dead look you gave me there for a moment. It was funny.
What's that strange buzz? Oh,
It's a truck.
there's a where the apartment complex that we live in, where HQ is, behind.
Okay.
Mm. Oh yeah, I hear what you're talking about. In behind, over that direction, in behind us is kind of like this homeless shelter, and they're always working on something out there. And yeah, so there's actually a homeless shelter like right in behind where we live, and
Ooh, Sonic's lemonade slushies are pretty damn good.
cherry limeades from Sonic.
Strawberry lemonade from that one place.
Yeah, I know the ones you're talking about. Yeah, a lot of places love them. And of course, A&W root beer floats. Oh, crickets! Oh, well, right outside here. I mean, there's like a whole wooded area that connects into the homeless shelter. So that's what you're hearing. There is crickets, just pretty much right outside my window. St. Louis used to be a really nice town. And since this is a surviving romance episode, I will tell you at one time I would have gotten dressed up like this, take Princess Faye to St. Louis, and found a nice restaurant to eat at, and maybe found a nice nightclub.
I've never been to a nightclub. I'd like to go.
Right.
Is that the same thing as a? Is it different than a strip place or?
Well, that's a nightclub too, but not the same type you're talking about.
Oh.
When I'm talking about a nightclub, is where you go in, you might be sipping on, say, something like a martini, different cocktails like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very, very nice club. There's slow dancing. You might even have some swing music. Definitely something kind of retro 1940s.
So it spends. It's more focused on the dancing and
Yeah,
the social, not the gross stuff.
right.
Okay, yeah,
Uh,
that's the one I want to go to. I
uh,
want to go to an actual.
better yet, the movie The Mask,
Uh huh.
that particular club,
Mhm.
think that.
Yes.
That's
okay.
the type of clubs that I'm talking about. And I actually, that's the type of place that I've always wanted to own, is a place like that. What happened to St. Louis? What happened to St. Louis?
Happened in St. Louis? They shut down. That's all. I don't think anything crazy happened.
Well, the problem is in the 90s, we had a couple floods in Missouri, and things haven't really fully recovered from those floods. And I know that was all the way back in the 90s, but then you had problems with the escalating. And what am I talking about? Wearing something like this. Okay, let's go a step further. What's wrong with St. Louis? St. Louis has a lot of problems with, right? St. Louis used to be a great cultural, hub here in Missouri. What happened was gang violence in the 90s after the floods. Gang violence rose to to exponential proportions. Even though, for the most part, the gangs aren't a problem like they used to be, they're still there. But the other problem is that you have things that are known as the projects. Now, I will say right now that Missouri, at one time, was definitely moving away from its racial problems. The projects in St. Louis, it was low income housing that, if taken care of, probably would have lasted for many, many years. But now you don't go near the projects, okay? And on top of that, you don't want to go near there because everything's falling down. There's nothing there. So basically, no, the projects, what it was basically low income housing. And this was kind of given to those unfortunate ones that didn't have a whole lot of money, that sort of thing, for the inner city. And you can see where this is going. And here in the United States, there's one particular minority group that isn't exactly a minority anymore, that would basically, they kind of moved in, and it's now nothing but a haven for drugs and gang violence and things like that. The places, yeah. So there's where the problem begins. And then it just kind of spread outward. Now these people will say that everyone's trying to hold them back. I think you know which group I'm talking about. That's bogus. Nobody holds anyone back, because even though I'm Native American and all that other stuff, and I've been held back, that isn't going to stop me. I'm going to get out there and do the best I can. Okay, so that's just complete BS. So what it boils down to is some people are still looking for hand-me-outs. But anyhow, yep, that's pretty much it. Downtown, it definitely, the only place to really visit if you want anything of actual cultural significance in St. Louis now is downtown. But still, you have to be careful, even in downtown, where there's media conglomerates and things like that, which they don't report this. The only time they report anything is if, like the whole thing in Ferguson. That's the only time they report that. And most people don't know the difference between rioters and protesters. They, here in the United States, they're too stupid to know the difference between the two. They're burning the town down. Oh, they're just protesting. No, they're rioting. That's how stupid it is here in the U.S. anymore. And in the Midwest, it's really dumb. Right. That's it. Oh, California's still in lockdown? Yeah. Which I have family in California, more in particular in Los Angeles. Over in LA. I've got family over there. I've been worried about them. Mom's not told me anything yet, how they're all doing over that way. But I have family over there, believe it or not. I even have family across the border. My grandpa That's kind of a funny story in itself. But you guys get the general idea. St. Louis used to be that cool town, and not so much anymore. I know the Grove still has some. Of all the places, the Grove.
I was not paying attention. I've got pack drama, and I was trying to solve what's going on.
We're talking about the downfall of St. Louis.
I mean, I never lived in St. Louis. I've only ever visited, so I have no right to speak on the matter.
Right. Well, I was gonna say, I know we liked it when we went up to the Grove. Attitudes.
Attitude was cool.
Yeah, Attitudes.
Again, that's only one section of the city.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen of the city that I've been to, it looks just fine. It's just when you every town, every city is going to have its quote unquote slums, if you will, okay? My hometown is no different. There were places that were not super great, and then there were places that were fantastic. Okay? Just because you have a bad area doesn't mean the city's going downhill.
Oh no, I've seen St. Louis for many years since I was a kid, all the way up until current date. And when you compare it from back then to now, it's just getting worse.
Okay, so like I said, I have no right to speak on the matter then.
Ah, now that's a good question. That is a good question. Okay. Depends on what you're doing. All right. When if it's like you're doing a dinner for two, candle lit, not going anywhere crazy or anything. Really? That's a lot of cases. When you're, you've heard me all talk about that spaghetti dinner for two, candlelight, and even though I can't have alcohol, I mean, I can have my coffee, I can have soda, I can have iced tea, whatever. But if your other half is sipping on red wine, or if neither one of you are alcoholic and you can both do it, you got your glass of red wine, I would go with Kenny G. You cannot go wrong with Kenny G. To me, that's what he did, is music for moments like that. Kenny G is perfect for that. But if you're doing if you're doing any type of cruising, in a classic car or anything like that, you cannot go wrong with love songs out of the rock and roll love songs out of the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, even the 80s. But after that, so it would be the first to. But you guys get the general idea. You're gonna do that. If you're doing boozing, you can't go wrong with the oldies. Right, A&R. Right, A&R. That's funny. So that's the big thing is, when it comes to music, as a matter of fact, I'll tell you, give you an idea. This is still one of my favorite moments. Back before, life or death situation for me.
He means if you had nothing to drink, no water, no anything, in order to stay hydrated even remotely, would you only had beer to drink, would you forfeit your sobriety to stay alive? That's what he means.
Oh, well, in that case, if it's survival, I have no choice. And at that point, I would have to just live with the consequences afterwards.
I think it's a catch-22 for you in this case.
Yeah.
You don't drink it,
You
die of thirst. You drink it, you end up doing something stupid that gets you killed anyways. It just depends on how you want to go at that point.
Yeah.
And I think in your case, you would probably choose to die of dehydration because you have too much pride to go out after spending so long being sober. Sorry, I didn't mean to butt in or anything, but...
No, you're right. You're right.
There's that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, it doesn't get it completely out, but I mean, you won't get drunk at least.
Right.
You'll just have withdrawals.
Um,
at least. Sorry.
but yeah, I like tell you all a really awesome story. Okay, and this is one of my favorites for the romance side of the channel. Um, Princess Faye and I decided that we were going to go grab. Thank you, Gotons. We went to go grab a pizza over at the Little Caesars, just the next town over, and just wanted a simple pizza. And this was before we had Project Spirit. That's right. So we went over to this Little Caesars, and this again was before Project Spirit. We had our '96 Ford Mustang, better known as Project Beauty, the original project car for the Prince Magnum channel. Gotan, as he basically is agreeing with you
For what?
that I would die of dehydration before I would drink,
Oh.
just out of pride alone. But anyhow, where was I? So we go over there, and basically I had it all set up that when I got out of the car and opened Princess Faye's car door as usual, basically, is it How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees was playing, and I slow danced with Princess Faye in the parking lot of that Little Caesars. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my favorite moments. Didn't care who was watching or anything. So much fun. Out of coffee. Honey, could I ask for a big, 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 big favor? You fire up the coffee pot for me?
Yeah, I did that. Make anybody feel better in my own pack, and might as well fetch coffee.
Oh.
I don't know. Everybody's so upset about another pack, I guess, fighting or something. And, we have a vent chat for a reason, to vent.
Uh-huh.
Somebody says they're having an issue and then refuses to vent about it. It's like, if you had a problem and you said something, why aren't you going to,
Right.
It's like, and I tried to be all supportive. It's like, we care about you. We're a pack. We're one, blah, 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 all that stuff. And he's like, I assume you're not talking to me because you misranked me. And I was like, that's whatever. It's not what I fucking said. Very bad
Yeah.
fucking coffee.
All right. Thank you, dear. People that she hangs with. Drama, drama, drama. I'm good with all that noise. We'll stick to what we're doing here. Right? But anyhow. Where was I? Come on, brain cell. Cooperate. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hanging our Bee Gees, oh, you warned. Well, there was that one. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. You guys got to remember. I know my older music. What's wrong with the Bee Gees? Everyone loves the Bee Gees. Everybody likes the Bee Gees, right? And the Bee Gees are not disco, but they were, I guess you could say in a way, they were the godfathers of disco. But they were. Right. What they really want is attention. That's really what it is. They just want attention. So, where were we? But yes, when it comes to music, You can't go, and of course, as A&R said, the slows. See, the slow sounds of the '60s. You can't go wrong with that. Myself personally, I also enjoy, if you will, I enjoy. I still listen to occasionally. I still listen to jazz and blues. That probably doesn't surprise any of you. It doesn't matter who they are. I really don't even, when it comes to jazz and blues, I don't really pay attention to the artist. I just listen. I don't care about artists, don't care about any of that. I just listen because the music is all that matters at that point. When it comes to jazz and when it comes to blues, I don't even pay attention. I just care about the music. Don't care who did it. Don't care about anything like that. I just want to listen to it. And when I get in that mood, just let it roll. Let it roll. I know the one you're talking about. Yeah. For the record, most people don't know this, but the guy that taught Peter Criss of Kiss music used to do. Peter Criss was actually a student of, if you will, of the big swing music of the 1940s. That was actually what he was taught. And Gene Simmons once said that Peter Criss was the greatest jazz drummer that Kiss ever had. And if that's any indication, but that was Peter Criss's thing, jazz and blues. And then he just got caught into rock and roll. Go figure. There you go. There you go, Daniel. And again, if you got a YouTube channel and you're in blue, don't be afraid to drop the link in here, or maybe somebody you know who could use some support. You guys know that, right? As a matter of fact, if you ever want to hear true Peter Criss music, go to his solo album that, I remember a Kiss released in like 1977. No, 76. They all did their own solo albums. And I know everyone says that Paul Stanley, his album was the most Kiss-like and everything. I'll be honest with you. I've thought about doing a road trip live stream, and that may be a thing at a later date. But in the case of the Kiss solo albums, my favorite is still the Peter Criss solo album because it's got so much jazz and blues sound to it. It's just amazing, and that's just what I like. When it comes to jazz and blues, I don't even care who the artist is. I just want to listen to it, and I love that stuff.
You had no coffee, so I had to make some.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, it's brewing.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah.
I love you.
What you do?
All dressed up and no place to go. I like that. I like that. That's actually well put. Never heard it put that way, A&R. So again, it's just one of those things. I mean, when it comes to music, when it comes to music, myself, again, I love jazz and blues. And Princess Faye, she didn't fully understand what. So whenever I talk about nightclubs, the best movie I can tell you for more modern times that you all might watch easily. Think of the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey. And thanks so much, Daniel. Appreciate that. Think of the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey, that nightclub that's in that, and that is when I say nightclub, that's what I'm talking about. And a suit like this would fit in just fine in a place like that. Be absolutely fine. And that's the type of stuff that I gravitate towards. And as a matter of fact, someone asked me what kind of business I would love to own. That's exactly what I would want to own, where you can kind of have a nice eating place towards, the outer area, and then more of the social lifestyle towards the inner area. I would probably have it more like the Babylon Club. Right, I agree with you. Absolutely. And most people don't realize that it was that rock and roll was just kind of a blend of country music and jazz, and of course blues, and it just all came together and came. But if you want the true, that whole, you want to go all the way back to the originals, jazz, and it was just amazing. I still love jazz music. See now, and now you guys getting to see, that I keep saying I was born in the wrong era. I probably could have easily fit in the 1930s, the 1940s, even the 50s. I could have easily fit in. You can see me driving a 57 Chevy easily. That's just my thing, No, there may be some. It could have started off in one, but no. As a matter of fact, the church has really turned on it in this country. Turned on rock and roll. Oh man, yeah. Okay, one of the first true dark chapter in America's rock and roll history would have been in the in like 1958, 1959. What is known? All right, Gutons, thank you for being here. Appreciate that. But oh, he's saying bye to you.
Bye, Gotan. Bye.
But he's I love him to pieces. He's a great guy. But like when Elvis started doing the hip sway thing, oh man, the churches went berserk for it, saying that it was indecent. That whole the whole hip thing that he did when he was on stage. Yeah, there was a whole indecent thing that was that the churches really went after Elvis Presley, even though he would do gospel music in some of his concerts. Not a joke. It did not matter. American churches are, well, that's a whole subject for In Your Face, and we're going to tackle that one again. Believe me, we're going to tackle that one again.
My favorite, I'm not Christian by any standards, but I do have a favorite, I guess you would consider it gospel
Yeah.
song. It's actually
I just caught that. Sorry about that technical difficulties. YouTube is still broken beyond belief. There we go.
hey, filming then.
Hey, what's going on, filming? Good to see ya. What do you think of the suit? Hang on, better grab the hat for this. Don't worry, Galaxy, I ain't gonna get you.
Yes, he is. He's gonna get you. He's gonna get you.
What do you think? Huh? Snazzy? Look good? Feel good? I thought you might like that
Why do you keep looking at me?
because you're sitting there. It's polite.
It's
You know that.
so silly.
Oh, wait a minute.
That suit's better without glasses. Sunglasses, I mean.
Either way. Oh, Darren, you can tell I've been working way too much.
Yeah, you hoodie on.
Oh, wait a minute. Wonder if Queen Bee's still in the background. Drag him in that too. Oh, no. Here you go. A&R, you're going to get a kick out of this.
You're gonna feel awfully funny when you come in to sit here in that chair one of these days and it makes no sound whatsoever because I'll have fixed the squeak.
Don't take that from me. Got you yawning too. All right, A&R, you're going to like this one. You guys are going to love this.
Oh yeah, she's probably dead.
She's probably still cracking up right now. Okay, we're going to do this. My romantic radio voice, okay? You guys are going to dig this. Good evening, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel, where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum, and welcome to another live stream of Surviving Romance. How was that? The chat just died.
They're still there. What?
Straight out of the 60s. I like that. I like that. Coffee about that, you think?
I forgot that I was doing that. I apologize.
You're fine, dear. Thank you. I appreciate you taking care of me as usual. With modern clothes. I like that. I like that. I'll say, I still got some older styles. I actually still have the gray suit with the white button down and the black, the gray jacket, white button down, black tie, black slacks. I still have one of those traditional suits. Not a joke. I still got one of those. I don't wear it very often because it's too traditional. But yes, I still have one of those. We might have to do a traditional suit one time.
I actually have a suit that I really want to put you in, but it's gonna cost a lot of money.
Right.
It's little complex, but it has I want to put you in a tailcoat.
I was gonna say, if Filming's in here, he might get a kick out. Okay.
You're not even gonna. Okay, fine. Did you even hear me?
Say coat, something like coattails.
Coattails?
Mhm.
No, a tailcoat.
Tailcoat, yeah, same thing.
Coattails is part of the tailcoat.
Yeah.
It's the tails of the coat.
Yes.
The coattails is not the only thing I'm talking about.
I know the type of suit you're talking about.
Stop you horrible person.
I know it, doggone it. Alrighty.
You're about to do that dumb joke, so I'm gonna go take my bath.
Okay, dear.
No, it sounds so sad. God, you're supposed to laugh.
Alright, since we're here in the office, and the Prince Magnum channel is a DIY channel, let me tell you all about a project that we had here on the channel. We have for the amazing shots that go out over the hood of Project Spirit or Project Lena. Those come from some amazing dash cameras that we use. These cameras are so amazing. I mean, we're talking 1080 pixel HD. These are just some cheap cameras that we got from Walmart, and they're absolutely amazing. Get these awesome shots. Couldn't ask for any better. And we use these cameras for everything. Unfortunately, they don't make these they don't make camera mounts or camera stands for these cameras. So because of that, I went and decided I was going to make my own. So I cut down a tree, cut out a section of wood right in behind HQ, got the tree, and cut out a section of wood and brought basically made my own camera stand. So I literally shaved off the bottom like such, so it sits flat, right like that, and then carved out this section. Carved out this section right here. I was gonna say, where's Queen at? She's usually yelling for Sean by now. Carved out this section right here. And the camera just sits right like that. But for where the camera lens is, it sits right like that. And to make this spot where the camera lens sits, I had to take this file, this half moon shaped file like this, and I laid it down on top of the block of wood, right like that, and worked it back and forth, until I got this spot perfectly cut for that camera lens. So because I took this file right here and used it on this block of wood, that means I must be really good at filing and should try my hand at being a secretary.
Whatever you do, don't try your hand at being a stand-up comedian, because everybody will get bored by the second time you tell the same joke.
Love you too. I'm still gonna kick your butt for being mean to me. Oh my gosh. I was gonna say, I know Queen. Usually she's like, Sean, where are you? she's probably. Get the man the camera. Oh my gosh, that's great. And again, this is just, you guys got to hear that there is a cultural side to Prince Magnum. It's not just fast cars and, all that other stuff. Real quick, tell y'all a funny story. This was before Princess Faye, the gal I was with before Princess Faye. We were only engaged, never married. And I was actually doing the single dad thing. And I was sitting here with my son, Devin, sitting on my lap, and we're looking at pictures of really nice fixed up old cars, real good looking cars. And I said, there you go, son. Just remember the important things in life. Fast cars and fast women. Well, my ex, that's true. That's true. They can be. They can be very cultural. The cultural significance we'll talk about that in a moment. But when I said that whole thing about fast cars and fast women with my son, about that time I had a hand upside the back of my head. It was the gal I was with at that time. Don't you be teaching him stuff like that. I'm like, what the heck? And then, I'm at work, I'm talking about it, and a lot of my lady coworkers, because at that time I still worked nursing, a lot of my lady coworkers were like, I'd slap the hell out of you too for it. Well, a couple days later, we're over at my dad's, and I was talking about, showing my son, pictures of those fixed up cars. He said, there you go, teach him about the important things in life, fast cars and fast women. And then she's like, that explains everything. Yep, there's that. All right. Queen, are you still in the background? Please tell me you're in the background somewhere. Now, it depends. When you're talking about the fast cars, it depends on what type you're talking about. The cultural significance. And let me give you an idea. I'm one that driving a classic car is a major important part of your culture, and even modifying that car can be part of the culture. You gotta take into consideration when you're doing stuff like that, when you're doing the custom cars. Uh, you know, yeah, if you ain't first, you're last. Yeah, yeah. My dad actually once said that they need to take the silver medal out of the Olympics because what is the silver medal? The first loser. That was actually what he said. My own that yeah, that should give you an idea what my dad's like. He's like, yeah, they need who wants to be known as the first loser. By the way, if my mother is in the background anywhere doing, she will tell you that when it comes to the Surviving Romance series, she goes around telling a lot of her lady friends. She goes around now telling a lot of her lady friends, see, my son is on YouTube. He's getting to be pretty big on YouTube, and along with that, because he's getting pretty big on YouTube, he's got a whole series all about romance. See, my boy knows how to take care of a woman. He knows how to treat. Really, you had an uncle like that, yeah. My mom goes around basically telling all of her lady friends, my boy knows how to treat a woman. That's not a joke. My mom goes around saying, my son knows how to treat a woman. Mama's proud of this series. Mama Magnum's proud of this series. Not a joke. She's very proud of this series. So I know from time to time she lurks in the background, especially on the cooking series. She wants to see what I'm up to, see how good of a cook her son really became. And mom's had my cooking before, um, so she's had my famous steak fajitas. Unfortunately, Princess Faye has forbidden me to do the steak fajitas here on the Prince Magnum channel, saying that there should be at least one recipe that I keep to myself. Yeah. So we've talked about a lot of stuff, especially it kind of all ties into romance. So here's something that I meant to talk about earlier in the stream, and we're reaching that 2 hour marker. You want to cook tomorrow, honey? Don't forget, tomorrow's Sexy Saturday. Okay, now let me give you all kind of food for thought. Imagine, all right. Imagine you're gonna take your sweetheart out. Maybe take her slow dancing. Take her to a nice restaurant. Jeremy, I didn't know you were hiding in the background. But imagine dressing up like this. Take your sweetheart out. Your project car, like Project Spirit. Go cruising. Take her somewhere nice to eat. Chairman, I didn't even know you were here. Well, you have a good night. Lots of love. Lots of love. But you go out cruising somewhere and then go into a nice restaurant, open the car door for her, walk her inside, pull out her chair for her, all the stuff you don't see done very much anymore. Have a nice meal, get up, go out to the car, maybe take her somewhere. Maybe you might go somewhere really nice and do some slow dancing. Or maybe even dress like this, you might take her for a walk in a park. Nice quiet night walk in the park and that sort of thing. That's stuff that you see in the movies that at one time that was a thing doing exactly what I described. Take her home. Guys, I don't think without saying that there are ladies right now that would just love for a date like that. You know, they would kill for a date like that. I know they would. So again, you hear me say, you know, when it comes to romance, if you're like, you know, playing the part of the husband or the guy, however you want, it's a new age. But somewhere in there in a relationship, it doesn't matter if it's a man and a man, a woman and a woman, or your traditional man and woman. That does sound nice, honey. We're going to have to do that, but we'll have to wait till it snows. But anyhow, there are, you know, there are people that, you know, there are people that would enjoy a date like that. You know, if you're playing the part of the husband in the relationship, how many times you hear me say it? You got to initiate that romance. Do it. And then have fun. And, you know, promise you, the evening that, you know, basically it'll be a wonderful evening. And, you know, there's nothing wrong, you know, there's nothing wrong with showing them a classic, you know, a classic good time. Nothing wrong with it. So again, knowing how to dress up, put on a nice looking suit. Believe me, I don't know any lady that wouldn't appreciate something like this. I was actually talking about this with one of my lady friends at work, an older woman, and she's like, shoot. She's like, I thought stuff like that was a thing of the past. I said, nah, I'm bringing it back in style. I think I could do it. I could make it a modern style again. She's like, good luck, son. Good luck. So it is possible. It is possible. Guys, can't go wrong with classic, okay? I mean, we already know about that with Project Spirit, classic car, you know, can't go wrong. Do something like this, can't go with classic in this case. Can't go wrong, all right? So that does bring us to the spot where we need to start winding this down again, you know? Hope you guys like this suit. Next week, it'll be a different suit. And we're going to continue this whole process where we take our time and you know, continue. Oh, really? Winding the stream down. We got to, you know, I still got to spend time with my wife and aggravate the bejeebas out of her. But again, because we're here in the office and my chair squeaks, all it takes is my chair squeaking and me to put in a suggestive noise. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And the rest of you will lose it. Okay. Well, you keep me posted, A&R. You know that. All right. So we're now at that stage. Again. Oh my God, that's funny. All right. Thank you for the total of 11 likes. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, Queen, since you're here now, since I could, you show, oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, Queen, since you're here now, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. That last oh yeah that you got to throw in there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's that last one that probably gets you guys the most. 13, my goodness. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. For the record, Queen, I was in Pisces Queen's stream earlier, and we I hadn't even been in there for a few moments, and I typed into the chat, oh yeah, and she's like, oh God, no, Prince, don't no. I'm really taking that chair away. Why, Queen? It's a comfy chair. I mean, that's the only problem is it squeaks a little bit, you know. Probably even worse if I raise it up a little bit. Oh yeah, it's a whole lot worse. Yes, dear. Yeah. There we go. So, oh my gosh, that's funny. All right. Oh, well. Poor Queen. Dude. And since we're at that stage where we do need to start winding down this live stream, the tomorrow is, of course, the yeah, it's still a fairly new chair. Had it, what, about a year? About a year now? Okay. Oh my gosh. Poor Queen, you're like, you behave. Oh my gosh. And I know you're sitting over there giggling half to death. The TFZ game is going, what the heck? Is he doing it again, honey? That's great. That's awesome. All right. Again, tomorrow is Off the Chain Sexy Saturday. So expect crowded. Oh my gosh. So tomorrow I'll be slathered in drag makeup as usual for a Saturday night. We're going to have as much fun as we possibly can, and it's going to be a good time. Sunday, we're probably going to do a cooking live stream for Surviving Romance. Monday, no live stream, but it'll be loaded content. Tuesday, I don't have a freaking idea about Tuesday. We'll probably know a little bit more when we get closer. That's pretty much it right now. And Wednesday, Wednesday, I don't know yet either. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, pretty much the same. So we've got somewhat of a schedule now. Holy crap, Batman. Holy crap, Batman, I'm constipated. Here, Robin, try the bat enema. Oh, Batman, I don't like a bat enema. End of it shaped like a bat wing and it hurts. Yeah, I have my own Batman jokes too. All right, so that does, you're right. That does bring us to the usual spot. The fuck? Yeah, I have my own Batman. I have my own Batman jokes. Holy inebriation, Batman! You're awfully drunk. Robin, you sure do have a purty mouth. Chat goes, Dad. Oh, poor Queen. That one's, is that a little bit better than the chair joke? Oh my gosh, that's great. Oh my gosh. All right. So again, pretty much we're gonna wind down the rest of the week. But I know Monday I'm definitely taking the day off. I actually have to work through the whole weekend this week. It sucks, but just one of them things. I got to work through the weekend. I haven't worked a weekend in a while. It's been a good little while since I've worked the weekend. But my backup maintenance man, the guy who backs me up on my days off, he's actually got to go see. He's going to visit. Well, he's going to a place in Missouri called Mark Juan for a graduation ceremony for his son. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. And when he told me graduation, for his son, I'm like, shoot, I'll work for you, man. I got you. You take my days off, I'll take, and I'll take your day, I'll take some days off, So we worked it out where I worked for him. And, come on, it's for his kid. I mean, what kind of person would I be if I didn't, that's horrible, So I was right there saying, yeah, I'll totally work for you. It's for your kid, man. Come on. So just covering each other, that sort of thing. He's going to cover me when I go to take vacation this year. So that's kind of what's going on. We'll talk a little bit more. We'll be back again tomorrow. We're going to have a lot more fun tomorrow. Again, another suit, Mark Juan is a real small remote town. Real small, real remote. We're talking back there in the sticks. You blink, you're going to miss it. One of those towns. Graduating class is probably of 75 kids at best. I'll let them know. Matter of fact, I'll tell them that, that several people in the live stream was, right. So I'll tell him y'all give congratulations for his son. Yeah, I'll tell him that y'all said so. All right, so that does bring us to our usual spot. Okay, and that usual spot is we're gonna do this. Hang on, we're going to go out right. Here we go. You guys ready for this? As always, get out there and work on a project. I don't care what it is, just do something with yourself. Remember, idle hands and a creative mind go together like oil and water. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet and do something special for them today. And as always, for all of you out there, if no one out there has told any of you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.